What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 154. That would be 154 to you ignorant people.
Like I said, according to my notes, I thought it was 153.
Nope, I keep tracking my files on the computer. I'm organized
See,
like that.
I don't have the files. I
That's
do
true.
everything off
All
my
the files
phone.
are right here.
I do everything off my phone. Now,
Hold on a minute. Halloween special. Everybody, Halloween special. That's what we're doing tonight. A day late, even though it's Monday the 31st. And before we get started, I have one thing to say. She's not in here yet, but yesterday, Halloween, is my mother's birthday.
happy birthday, Phil's
Happy
mom.
birthday, even though you're not in here yet. She's
Haul
probably
it.
watching The Voice or something stupid. Instead
Or
of her
football.
or something. Even though
Who plays tonight?
I don't know. Even though,
I know the Cowboys pulled out another nail biter with a fucking quarterback that's never played a snap in the NFL.
the costumes did not work. And there's a reason for that. I've come to a conclusion when it comes to costumes and Halloween. Everybody is so butthurt over everything. Basically, it's all cultural appropriation.
I'm wearing my costume.
I mean, what can you be if you're, Frankenstein? If you dress up as Frankenstein, and you're just showing support to a grave robbing mad scientist. If you dress up as a ninja, that's cultural appropriation.
I'm wearing a costume. Can you not tell what my costume is? Does everybody know what I am?
You don't have a green shirt on.
I'm the Supreme Leader, Kim Jong-un.
You do look like him in a strange kind of way.
Well, I mean, most Koreans are a portion Japanese,
That is true.
and vice versa.
All right, what were you saying?
But no, I'm Kim Jong. Well, same, different, but still same. Oh, speaking of haunted house, I went to
Oh yeah.
because I don't do shit, but I felt bad. Girly, we worked, we got off work, and then another coworker who we know, who is a Patreon of ours.
Happy Joy, we love them.
Yes.
We love her. I know
She,
exactly who you're talking about.
Yes, she was up there with another friend of ours, and they were waiting and wasting time to go. I was an innocent black man. There's no such thing. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Whoa,
Jesus
whoa,
Christ.
Jamie.
What?
Jamie's got jokes.
It's not twiddle. Yeah, now who's dumb? It's tweedle.
If you're gonna berate us and talk bad about us, Jamie, I will deal with you later.
You fucking numbskull.
We're not giving her any more in-person shit shows any longer.
Goddamn right.
You just lost your privilege.
But anyway, so they were waiting to go to, I forget what I want to say it's like the Haunted Manor or something. It's in Middletown.
Oh, that was the one I was talking about. That
Yeah. What night?
I think it was Saturday night.
Oh, we went late.
Oh,
Like, we didn't get there till, because they were open till 1. I don't think we got there till like midnight. But, because we went through twice. So it was me, blonde one. Let me think of how to state this without. I feel weird throwing people's names out there. D and C. It's a couple. You know him. I don't know if you know his girlfriend. His dad hangs out up there. Works at a very upscale.
Oh yeah, I know. Right, yeah.
Not the long-haired one, the fat one.
Well, I don't know who you're talking about then.
Drew. As long as there's no last names, it doesn't matter. So Drew and his girlfriend. We convinced Baby Thor to go. He had never been to a haunted house, and he's a big old pussy. First off,
he should scare the motherfuckers working in that place.
and
That's
then
how big that
it was
is.
me and Mines, and the other young kid that works with me.
Did you punch anybody?
I did not,
Okay.
dude. I felt so bad because don't get me wrong, I'm not shitting on I didn't give him a review because I'd never give reviews. I never think about it. It was a really good haunted house,
Right.
but. Even before we went through, first off, we made plans. We were like, when we get out of here, we're hitting that food truck.
Oh yeah.
And then everybody, yeah. But, so everybody decided on making a order in which we went through as a group. And I guess I was automatically in the back in everybody's mind. And they were like, Travis doesn't fucking care. Put him in the back.
You're like
because-
pushing that train.
Like I said, good haunted house, great rooms. They had a lot going on, a lot of different stimuli going on around you. Did not get me one time. Actually, they got me one time, and it wasn't even an attempt to scare me. Because, so, I'll give you the whole rundown because I've had a blast because it was hilarious. First off, watching everybody freak out. Like I'm supposed to be, you know how if you go through one of those things with somebody that you're with,
Right.
you're supposed to be stuck to them for protection.
Mm-hmm.
But like, no, literally as soon as she got scared, she just books. And then by the time I get back somewhere where I can see in front of me, she's like 4 fucking people in front of me. I'm like, well, I guess I'll die.
She dropped your ass. She left you hanging.
But
it's like that Red Bull commercial with the gazelles and the lion. You think Red Bull can make you run faster than a cheetah or whatever it is? He goes, it doesn't have to, as long as I'm faster than you.
Yeah.
She took that approach with you.
Yeah, exactly. So we walk in, and the guy at the front is like wearing his top hat and his blacky out makeup and blah, blah, blah. He's like, everybody in, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what's up, top hat? And then he starts talking and walking through everybody. I was like, where we going, top hat?
You fuck with him too.
Everybody, literally everybody from the beginning, because that stuff doesn't. Baby Thor even said it when we got out, and they were like this and this and this. I was like, I'll be honest, I didn't jump once, and he was like, oh, you're fucking built different. You're weird and dark, and you like shit like this. He was like, this isn't like a haunted house to you. This is just like your mind.
Well, it's different when you go in. It's the same thing when I watch a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting it.
Yeah, like,
and if you don't expect it, that's when you get.
Yeah, like I've seen everything they can throw at me, but
I like to fuck with them too. When I
oh yeah, dude, literally from the beginning to the end. Every time there was somebody close enough in an area that they could actually hear me speak, I had something to say to them.
You gotta do better than that. They jump out. You gotta do better than that, jackass.
Yeah,
that kind of shit. Yeah.
Oh, like I'm pretty sure there was a guy in a ghost face mask from Scream, and I'm pretty sure I might have actually offended him if he chose that costume on purpose. Because like we're going through, and he's like, "What's your favorite scary movie?" And I was like, "Not fucking that one." And then he was like, what did he say? He said something on his way out. I was like, shut up, Ben Affleck. And then like, what's the guy actor's name was in the first one? Was it Skeech or what's? I don't fucking know. I hate those movies. Like the only cool thing about those movies, and I don't want to say cool. The only interesting thing about those movies is their correlation to real life events.
Yeah,
because they are based on true events. But there's that. Jason Voorhees cracked his head trying to scare one of us. I didn't actually see it, but I did get to see him full costume and everything, like laughing and cutting it up with everybody after it happened, because it's like you pretty much lost all continuity. You're not going to
you're pretty much screwed at that point.
Let's see. The one time they did scare me was while I was fucking with one of them, because we walked through and it's like this little place where it's all tight and you got to like all the dudes had to like bend down to get through a little bit, and it's like spider webs. The girl's like, I hope you like spiders. And I'm like, and I get to the other side, and as I'm coming through, I'm like, dude, I'm too big for this shit. This is why I don't go to stuff like this. I'm too large of a man for these fucking confined spaces. And this supposed to be creepy haunted house girl was like, she was like, well, I guess you'll just have to shrink. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I am massively overweight, and I need to change that. That's going to be my New Year's resolution. I'm going to fucking lose weight. And she was like, that's not what I meant. And I was like, nope, same. Different, but still same.
You read between the lines,
and then and she just like was walking with me, like trying to be creepy while also being like, that's not what I was saying. And I was like, no, you're right. I'm fucking fat. Thank you for telling me straight to my face like a nice person.
And then an asshole.
The only time that I jumped was fucking, what's up, Joy? Was when, this was the second time we'd gone through the haunted house.
Yeah.
I didn't know the first time that there was another person in there. It was a little black guy. I think he might have been a little person. He was very short. I didn't even know that little motherfucker was in there. And literally all he did was, after I was like, you know what, that's going to be my New Year's resolution. Thank you. Thank you for bringing me to that realization. He was just like, he came up from behind me. He was like, what's your New Year's resolution? I was like, Jesus Christ, you little motherfucker.
So basically what had happened.
I was like, you better sit down before I lay you out, you little Hershey Kiss looking piece of shit.
That happened on the second go around?
Yeah.
So you were fucking with the first go around. They said they had to bring in reinforcements.
Dude, like the chainsaw guy. There was a chainsaw guy. Like he was really like getting, like trying to nip at my heels. The second time I turned around, I was like, I fucking get it, dude. Like go get the next group. Jesus Christ. I think that was about all the fuckery I pulled.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been to a haunted house 20 years.
Honestly, the best part wasn't even in the haunted house. It was at the end, because like there's one room where it's like Jason and Michael, and then like some of them travel throughout the haunted house.
Yeah.
So we're going out the door at the end, and Michael's just standing there at the door like a fucking shitty, like, towel guy in a fucking public bathroom in the 50s. And we all walk out, and everybody's like, "Oh, that was awesome. It was so scary, blah, blah, blah." Everybody's laughing and chuckling, and I'm hanging back as I usually do. And, like, literally the whole time I'm like, none of them realize that Michael Myers is out here right now. And he had picked Blondie, who you know.
Okay, yeah.
Specifically, because she was losing her shit. I'm pretty
That
sure
does
she
not
might have
surprise
cried
me.
a little bit at
That
one
does
time.
not surprise me.
But he picked her out. Literally, dude, for like, I'd say 50 feet out the door, I'm the only fucking one that realizes that he's there, just walking with the group behind her, to the point that I'm like smacking Mines and Thor and shit, and I'm like, dude, look, he's been there the whole fucking time since we walked out. And sure shit, she's like talking, and like he's right here, and she is basically at a 90-degree angle before she realizes that he's there. She's, it is the funniest fucking thing ever.
There is something creepy about Michael Myers.
I don't know. We watched the latest Halloween, not like the new one, but the one that the Halloween Kills started from.
Okay.
So they're so like, it's just so stupid. They're all like, all slasher movies. I love slasher movies,
Right.
but story wise and shit. Well, story wise, some of them are alright, but like the events within them are so fucking stupid. And then I just sit there, and since I've watched all of them so many times, like I sit there and I'm just like throwing out the theoretical knowledge about the shows, because they're like, I was like, because spoiler alert, I asked them, the people I live with have seen Halloween Kills, and I was like, did Lori die? And they're like, no. I was like, well, there's gonna be another movie, because realistically, if you track the movie, Michael's not going anywhere until Lori's dead.
You know,
or until he gets his hand on her sister, which I still think is her daughter.
I do find that there is something fascinating about that, and I've known this for a while, but I heard it today. The Mask of Michael Myers
was William Shatner.
It was originally based on William Shatner.
It was William Shatner.
Yeah,
it was an unpainted William Shatner mask.
I know. I don't know if it still is, but the very first.
I would assume it looks. If not, it looks. I don't know. I haven't seen. I guess they were saying that it looks different in the new one, but I was like, yeah, that's just because it's burnt, because the last one ended with him being on fire, which I still don't understand, because he's fucking Michael Myers. In that movie, he breaks into fucking Laurie's house, which is a goddamn prison, basically. And literally, first off, she's looking for him, and he's no longer out there where he killed her son-in-law. And then what does she do? She rests her head on the door in fear and exhaustion between the two glass fucking windows and the goddamn door. Oh, jump scare. He reaches through the fucking windows and starts bashing her head to the door. And then what happens when she gets away? This motherfucker just reaches down and grabs the handle that has a lock on it, and then has like two padlocks and like a fucking master lock holding the door shut, and just goes fucking and opens it. But when they lock him in the basement, he can't just like stand halfway up the steps and go and fucking punch the floorboards next to it and climb out.
I know. That's horrible.
That's why I don't like fucking movies.
We are going to get to some Halloween killers at some point tonight. But we got a lot of bullshit to do. Let's get back to what we were going.
Did we decide on favorite Halloween candies? I know
Izzy
said Three Musketeers.
Let's get back. Somebody in the chat asked before we actually technically started, but we were recording and live.
So like I said, it's the Halloween special. If we're going to talk about Halloween-y shit, we need to do it on here.
He asked what our favorite Halloween candy happens to be.
That ass.
No.
What's your favorite Halloween candy to eat out of an ass?
I'd eat Reese's Peanut Butter Cups out of your ass.
I'd go Reese's Pieces.
Because
I feel like they wouldn't melt.
I don't like Reese's Pieces. That is a blasphemous. They're nasty.
I hate people that call them Reese's.
Reese's. Well, what the fuck is it?
Reese's.
Reese's, yeah.
Reese's.
Reese's. Well, whatever the fuck. The peanut butter cups.
It ruins the continuity of Reese's Pieces. Reese's Pieces?
I just don't like them.
I don't know.
What the fuck do you go, Chalupa?
She's being a twat.
She is. Yes, but I'm a strictly peanut butter cup kind of guy.
I don't know. I love me some Twix. I like caramel.
No, they lost me when they started doing this right left shit. Fuck that.
They're the same fucking
I know,
thing.
it's just annoying. The commercials.
What are you, 9?
I'm old, set in my ways. But yeah, so I mean, I do like M&Ms.
I don't mind Tootsie Rolls. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan of the different flavored Tootsie Rolls.
Oh, I'm not.
Like the lime ones and the orange ones. But like if you give me anything citrus, I fucking am gonna love it. I'm a citrus boy. Island boy. You don't get that. Other people will.
I'm
Those
old.
stupid pieces
We
of
know
shit.
I'm old.
Which,
Fuck
if you didn't know, check out End of Sentence on YouTube. Whichever. I don't know their stupid fucking names. Those twins that rap now. One of them definitely fucking snitched on his friend.
Bastard. No, but I am old, and that's why I don't go to haunted houses anymore. Halloween haunted house.
See, I forgot. I haven't been in so long. I forgot how much fun I have at haunted houses, and it's not because they scare me. It's because I enjoy being around other people when they get scared.
Sure.
Like I literally had to pick somebody up off the floor at that thing. Well, he also got inadvertently struck in the testicles during a scare. So you combine the two scares. There was one good one that, like, honestly, if I wasn't in the back, probably would. If I was in the front, probably would have got me. They had the nun. You know the nun, the real creepy looking chick from fucking, I think she was in The Conjuring too as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But they had her, one of those girls, and she was just in a picture frame in the wall. And she just fucking come out and scream in your face. And they did have some good screamers. Like that weird, like.
Well, I like me a good screamer.
What, did you find that out through porn, I'm assuming? Because I'm guessing that other than that, in real life, you just have snorers.
Oh, that's right. That you're cracking on me now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's for TikTok. But dude, they did have good like the screams that like kind of like distort your eardrum. They had several of those women in there. And then they had this little girl that was, I'm assuming, with her dad. He was dressed up as a clown. They like put somebody against the wall and they like kicked the other wall open. Somebody and it slammed. No, it was like one of those creepy jester clowns.
Oh.
You know, the very stereotypical. Speaking of jester clowns, did fucking Ghost Rider roll through by your house last night?
I wasn't here.
Oh, where were you?
I went up to see my mom on her birthday.
Oh, dude. Fucking, there was a guy.
Yeah.
With a Ghost Rider, like a light up Ghost Rider bike helmet with like full leathers with the chains on it, riding a chopper with like fucking studs on the fenders and shit like that, riding around Lindenwold. Fuck, now everybody knows where I live. And and it was him and his buddy was dressed as a clown and shit, and they were handing out candy. Like, they were cool. Like, stopping for kids at corners and giving out candy and letting people take pictures and shit. But they were riding around before trick-or-treating, and that was the coolest moment because I was outside on the back porch. And this motherfucker, they were rolling around already, and he's like standing up on this chopper, like bouncing it as he's rolling down the street, and I'm like, that's fucking sick.
Only in Hamilton when you get that.
Dude.
Jamie must have saw him.
Yes. Him and Deadpool had a face-off in the middle of the street.
Oh.
Dude, it's on the, I'll show it to you, it's on the Facebook group for that part of town.
I didn't get back into town till like 8:20ish.
I didn't even know you left.
Oh, well, just about an hour drive north.
I felt like just like your sexual partners, I didn't know you left. Or came. It means two things. All right, the subject of the night is...
I don't know. Halloween killers, Halloween stories, candy, obviously. No, we're talking Halloween killers, really, is what I got. I'm sure
Halloween killings, I guess, would be more the fucking...
Even though one of the ones I got, he's known as the... well, you got him.
The man who killed Halloween. That's the first one I have.
Yeah.
I've got a fucking front and back page on him.
Yeah, we'll let you cover that one.
Well, you go ahead. Tell me when to pull the trigger.
You start jacking.
All right. All right. Welcome to the day after Halloween, you limey fucks. I don't give a shit what anybody says. Halloween knows no end. And the fact, before we start this, I want to have one more gripe real quick. One more little... She's just getting comfy. One more little rant. So we do trick-or-treaters, and then we have chili at the house, because that was cooking while we were handing stuff out, because we had some people over to hand out at our house and stuff. Fun times, you know, drinking. I literally just sat behind everybody and drank beer and smoked cigarettes.
Even better.
But here's my fucking gripe with this bullshit, this fucking hypocrisy and this fucking world that we live in now, we hand out candy.
Mm-hmm.
We have the din din of the Chili's. Delicious. Amazeballs. We watch the Halloween movie. Literally, on Halloween, the movie Halloween. Starring Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay.
And some other fucking assholes that I don't know the name of. Erroneous.
Continue.
What happens while we're viewing this movie? At 10:15, because we called out the time when we realized it, at 10:15 on October 31st, after trick-or-treating is done, first fucking Christmas commercial. Swear to God. 10:15 on October 31st, I saw the first fucking Christmas commercial. And I swear to God, if before Thanksgiving I see Mariah Carey's fucking face on TV singing about a fucking Target or a fucking Macy's advertisement with her stupid goddamn low-cut fucking high-waisted fucking short skirt Santa bullshit, all I want for
I know one thing.
Christmas is for you to shut the fuck up and get off my goddamn TV and let me watch fucking Rick and Morty.
I'm not clipping
fucking
this part
idiot.
out. It'll take me an hour to bleep you.
Fuck. All right, let's fucking get to it.
Get to old Ronnie boy.
All right, so we're talking Pasadena, Texas, Halloween night, 1974. Ronald Clark O'Brien, also known today as the Candyman or the man who killed Halloween. So, should I ruin the surprise and just say what he did and then go through the story?
I think they're going to figure it out because I said Halloween killers.
Yes.
So
Okay,
obviously somebody's
so-
ass is getting killed.
Okay, fuck it. We'll just go through the whole story because I got 2 pages on this. So, Mr. O'Brien and his 2 children went out to trick-or-treat with his neighbor and his neighbor's 2 children. The kids went to one house that was unlit, so
Don't go to that house.
they're dumb. And that obviously there was no lights on, so they didn't answer, so the kids left. But Ronald O'Brien stayed behind for some reason. He just had an inkling in his body about this home. So he caught up later, and in his hand he had 5 pixie sticks, giving one to each of his kids, one to each of his neighbor's kids, and then he also gave the 5th one to a 10-year-old boy that he recognized from church.
Good.
Nice guy. Just doing the Lord's work, handing out pixie sticks. Because pixie sticks are fire, I'm not going to lie.
Back in the day, yeah.
As long as you knew how to eat them.
Right.
Because people would get them all gummed up and they'd fuck themselves and you couldn't get the second half. So, when they got home, young Timothy, his son, asked if he could eat some of his candy before he went to bed. Because that's what every fucking kid does on Halloween. At least I did.
Yes.
Can I just have a little bit? And then next thing you know, you're in a sugar coma and like you're fucking type 2 diabetic by the time you wake up in the morning and you're fucking 7 years old and then you're fat and then people make fun of you and then you start listening to heavy metal and then nobody understands you, including your parents, and then you just live your life like that for the rest of your life. So, and go figure, this kid just chose the pixie sticks. That was the one he wanted. Because from what I understood, from what I read, it was the bigger one. Not the massive, the huge one, but not like the little teeny tiny little fucking paper straw ones.
Yeah. It was a good one.
Where are those now?
I don't know.
Paper straws are all the rage. Everybody wants to save the turtles, even though they're just out here doing cocaine and they sneeze and they fucking hit their nose on the bottom of the seafloor and it just... That's a self-inflicted injury. No, I'm not helping you with that. So, so Timothy eats this pixie stick and he starts instantly... Well, first he says it tastes bitter.
Okay.
Which...
Could be a problem.
Yeah. Bitter, not so much sour. Yeah. And then his dad gave him some Kool-Aid to wash it down. I don't know why that was so fucking important. I guess knock the taste out of your mouth. If you make it right. If you measure the sugar in your Kool-Aid, you can go fuck yourself. Moving on. So after this, he like instantly starts complaining about his stomach hurting, and he took off and ran into the bathroom and just instantly started throwing up and started convulsing.
Mm-hmm.
And O'Brien claims that he held his son in his arms during all of this, and then he went limp. So, let's jump to the facts. Young Timothy died en route to the hospital. And fun fact for everybody who's wondering where this ends up, Timothy's pixie stick had enough cyanide to kill 2 adults, while the other 4 that he gave to the other kids had enough to kill 3 or 4 adults in them. So somebody's highballing here. Somebody's got a job to do, and they want to make sure they fucking
if you're
make
gonna do
work.
it, do it right.
Yes, sir. So I have this listed up as fuck up number 1. Because let's be real. Ronald did it. His dad did it.
Yes.
Everybody figured that out already. So this is fuck up number 1. He said that he couldn't remember which house gave the pixie sticks to him. Which, like, fair, I guess.
So many houses, so many pixie sticks. It's hard to keep track.
Yeah, that's fair. Fuck up number 2. This is the big one. He told the police that they only went to houses on 2 streets because of rain. That narrows it down a fucking lot. So now that I refer you back ipso facto, quid pro quo, Detective Starling, to fuck up number 1. You went to 2 fucking streets. You can't remember the fucking house that gave you pixie sticks?
He's stupid.
So you're telling me there's 62 pieces of candy and every house gave you 2 pieces, leaving you with 31 houses. You can't fucking remember the one that gave you the one house that gave out pixie sticks? Because I didn't read anything about there being other fucking pixie sticks in these bags. I feel like, who doesn't notice that? Who doesn't go trick-or-treating and go, oh shit, that's the first jujubes I got. I'm definitely throwing those away. So that's a big fuck up in my mind. So the police walked the neighborhood with Ronald O'Brien 3 times. Then he led them, after walking the neighborhood 3 times, he led them to the house that didn't answer the door. And he said, this is where you came from. So O'Brien said that the lights were never turned on, even when he went back. And he knocked to no response, but eventually the door cracked open just enough for what, as he described, was a hairy arm that just reached out. Couldn't see anybody, just saw the arm and the hand, and put 5 pixie sticks in his hand. That's the story that he told the police.
Bigfoot's a killer.
Yeah, well, so first off, yeah, exactly. That's why I put fucking Sasquatch. Like,
great minds think alike.
Yeah. And also, there's no way that as a respectful or a self-respecting worth the fuck parent is taking fucking candy from a hairy hand that you can't see the owner of,
right,
through the crack of a dark ass door of a dark ass house of somebody that you don't fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, if we want to get real technical about it, if I was like 8 years old, I wouldn't take that fucking candy. I would be like, no, fuck you. You want to touch my butthole, weirdo? And I'd be out that bitch. But, to each their own.
I agree.
You would think you wouldn't take the candy. Okay, best case scenario, you're trying to be polite, and that actually happens, and you take the candy. Are you going to fucking give that candy to your kids?
I would not.
Exactly. That candy is getting, like, I'm going to fucking piss into them, and I'm just going to wing them at the fucking house and run away. Be like, trick, motherfucker.
Of course, I wouldn't have went back to the house if some...
Ronnie Ghani. So, anyway. So, then this took some investigating now. Because he took them to this house after 3 walkthroughs of the neighborhood. Which... 2
streets.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it was just the 2 streets. So, they just went... That one. So, the police investigated a little bit. They found out that the home belonged to a man named Courtney Melvin, which is the most feminine first name for a man mixed with the most 95-year-old male last name for a man of all time. And 2 last names. Can't be trusted. I see why he's a fucking suspect. But he was pretty much instantly cleared of any charges or any suspicion because 200 fucking people confirmed that he was at work until 11 or 12 that night, because that sounds fishy to me the first time I heard it, but it doesn't once you find out he was an air traffic controller. So then I started thinking about it. I was like, okay, so security at the airport, other employees within his area, anybody on the way to that area, all of the fucking pilots that he deals with on a night. So yeah, 200 fucking people were like, no, Courtney's cool. He's okay.
That's a damn good alibi.
That's what I'm saying.
Rock fucking solid.
That's harder than my fucking dick after I watched The Notebook.
I mean, I can only think OJ's only had a better alibi than him. Jesus.
This guy didn't even have a glove. He's a fucking rookie. So, this is when things start to get a little weird because that's when they start finding out that Mr. O'Brien was over $100,000 in debt, which if you look up the inflation is about $520,000 as of last year. That's a lot of fucking debt.
Yes.
Drop in the pond, you know. His car had been repossessed, his house was in foreclosure, and he had defaulted on at least 2 loans that I saw. So that's not a good start.
He was struggling.
Yeah. I mean, we've all been there. I'm not judging him for that, but it gets fucking a little weird. They also found out that he took out insurance claims or insurance policies on...
That was a gunshot.
That was definitely a gunshot.
22, I'd say.
Yeah. Pretty close, too. Because there wasn't much echo on that one. But anyway... You fucking missed it, dickhead. You should have done it last night. You could be in the fucking show. So he had taken out insurance policies on his kids within months before Timothy died that totaled between the two of them about $60,000. He took out a $20,000 policy on each of them, and then also took out another $10,000 policy on each of them. So 20, 40, 50, 60.
So 4 policies altogether.
Yes. On his children.
Where was Mrs. O'Brien during
That's what I'm saying. What, was she just burning the meatloaf?
I mean, if you're going to kill your family member, your family.
Maybe that's why the candy exchange was so weird, because she was adultering and she was like banging hairy arm guy and they just didn't want him to know.
Oh, maybe. Maybe she did.
Maybe the pixie sticks were from the hairy arm guy on behalf of Mrs. O'Brien, and she wanted to get rid of her old family like that fucking Chris Watts guy from the Netflix commercial, or the Netflix show. Also, fuck Chris Watts. I hope he gets fucking butt fucked to death if he's not already dead. He might already be dead. If he's not, he should be. Do you know that story?
I do not know that story.
Dude, I hate that man with a fucking passion. We'll have to talk. We should do a review of that on Patreon. That fucking show and that story is so heartless and... Like, I would probably take a manslaughter charge if I had a chance to kill that guy for what he did. Yeah. I fucking hate that dude. So anyway, jump ahead to March 31st, 1984. He got executed because he done it. Good.
Took 10 years to execute that son of a bitch?
Dude, I guess, like, I don't know. I hope... And after they executed him, if the afterlife is a thing and hell is a thing, I hope he went to hell. And I hope that the hell version of the hairy-armed guy is there.
Fisted him.
But I hope that the hairy-armed guy is built more like Andre the Giant or that one guy that arm wrestles that has like Popeye arms. And he's doing, like, he's not only fisting him, but he's also sodomizing him with, like a large walrus-sized dildo that looks just like a pixie stick. Because that is what he deserves.
Why he's sucking off Hitler?
Not aggressively. Not by choice either.
Well, as you said in a previous episode, you couldn't suck off Hitler aggressively. Micropenis.
He did apparently have a micropenis.
That's called flossing.
And apparently he was also... what's the word I'm looking for? He suffered from incontinence. Incontinence. Oh. Isn't that the word? Can't get your dick up?
No, that's impotence.
Fuck you guys. I'm going home. Well,
of course, if you're impotent, you are incompetent in the bedroom. So you weren't...
Either way, he's Hitler. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe every chick that maybe Ava von Braun or Ava Braun was just like, he's fucking Hitler. He literally kills millions of fucking Jews. How am I... That doesn't make me wet, Adolf. Maybe if you bought me flowers and remembered my birthday one time. No, you never remember my birthday.
How do we always get on Hitler? Jesus Christ.
Because he's a sack of shit.
Okay, continue.
That's
That's
the end.
wrong. You know, I'm conflicted over this story.
I don't know. I got really into this one because like anytime somebody kills their fucking kids, I hate them more.
Because this murder. What about? I take it the other kids died as well, right?
No, they didn't eat them.
Smart kids.
Yeah.
But
well, the one kid tried, but he couldn't get it open because this fucking dickhead just like stapled him closed again. Because he actually helped him open it. Yeah,
he was going all out. But this is the story that got the whole, always check the candy.
Yeah,
this is what.
Yeah, because this is the only there has never been, from what I understand, there's never been a fatality from somebody getting candy from somebody they didn't know.
Right. This is what prompted the story.
Yeah,
parents to always check the candy, and I'm conflicted on this for this reason. I enjoyed that part of trick or treating when I had kids. Oh, I gotta check that shit. I had to check every Reese cup. Just saying.
I don't know. I just remember when I was a kid, people would be like, they found razor blades and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how the fuck do you accidentally eat a razor blade? And I was young. I'm talking when I was a kid and I was fat.
I've had razor blades in my mouth. Well, with work, we use them for work.
Right,
so do something else. And I think
You sure it wasn't like a what was that movie? A shot collar situation? That was a fucking good movie.
No. But I actually partook in that. I lived by that. Kids, let me.
You just wanted to eat the candy.
Damn right. Because fat boy.
I mean, fair enough.
This is a fat boy Christmas.
That's fair enough. That's fair. I'm just saying, own your shit.
So for that, Ronald O'Brien, you were an asshole for killing your kids. You should burn in hell. But thank you for letting me eat a lot of extra candy for my kids.
Right.
Okay.
Tyler has a question.
What's Tyler's question?
I don't know. It hasn't popped up on here yet. We will field questions quickly.
Well, you answer this question. You got another one? You want me to do one real quick?
You can do it. I've got like
I didn't go as in depth as you.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 more.
There was a story of two friends, Leslie and
Saw
Mazzaro, or I'm butchering these names. So what year was this? From 2004. So if you're watching, Leslie, I apologize. And your friends, I'm gonna fuck her name up even worse.
Lasagna.
Exogna.
Lasagna.
That is not lasagna. I know how to spell lasagna. That's not. It's exogna.
All right, Garfield, keep it moving.
And their friend Lauren Minza, whatever happened to Smith?
The Italian ones.
Were busy handing out candy to trick-or-treaters at their Napa, California home on Halloween night in 2004. At around 11 o'clock, the 3 women went to bed, not knowing that there would be one more visitor that night. Dum, dum, dum.
You'd think they would have seen ahead on this because they had Napa know-how.
Bum, bum, bum. Lauren woke up to a scream from the upstairs bedroom and ran out the house and fuck that up. Jesus Christ.
And I'm usually the one that fucking trips over my words.
Lauren woke up, heard a scream from upstairs. She ran out of the house and drove away, leaving her 2 friends behind. Didn't even go up. Said, fuck this shit. Mama's out.
So both of them just went, these hoes ain't loyal.
Eric Matthew.
That's when those hoes ain't loyal. I'm not big on calling women hoes and bitches, but these hoes ain't loyal is a perfect fucking description for that situation.
A gentleman by the name of Eric Matthew Koppel, a friend of one of the victims, eventually turned himself in and confessed to the murders. He never told anyone his motive. The Napa Valley Register reports Koppel is serving life sentence without possibility of parole. As good. But I want to know what happened to this fucking Lauren bitch. She pulled a Travis. Or she pulled Travis's friend in the haunted house. Left your ass dangling.
Yeah, but I am, as we all know, a practitioner of ninjutsu at a very high level.
But, if last night we were here handing out candy and we went to bed And just for since Gonzo's not here, I'll say it. I shouldn't have to say it, but it's
Oh yeah, I'm sending them. I just thought about that. I'm sending him a goddamn Instagram message right now. He's a fucking moderator. How is he not here?
And I hear you scream. I'm not running out the house. I'm at least gonna go peek up. Say, yeah, he dead. I'm out. But
I mean, really, I'd probably you'd turn around the corner. I'd be like taking a shit. And I'd just be like, it burns like razor blades.
Yeah, but that was. You got to find humor in murder a little time, but she should be strung up and quartered.
As we all have figured out, I'm very good at that.
What?
Finding humor in murder.
But I mean, obviously she was just an acquaintance. She wasn't a friend.
But you say he's just a friend.
I mean, that is freaking horrible.
What was her name?
Lauren Menza is one who ran like a bitch.
Oh, Lauren,
Leslie and
why'd you
Adrian,
up and leave?
Adrian, they bit the bullet.
You're friends with
By
those
Eric.
strange men.
And I just can't believe that. And women are curious.
I can believe it. How old were they?
It does. I'm saying they're adults. It doesn't say they had kids. I just think they were. I would say
It sounds like if they're young, I get it. You know what I mean? Like just fear response.
Well, I mean, at 11 o'clock at night or so, a scream, you would think maybe a nightmare. You'd go, hey, what the fuck's going on?
Or at
I
least,
think the bitch was in
or
on
let's
it.
be real. Or you
fucking in the house.
you would do what I would do. Like if I'm in my house and I hear a scream, I'd say, shut the fuck up.
I think she was in on it. She let the motherfucker in.
Probably. It was her boyfriend.
Because I believe, what did I say? She was downstairs.
For all we know, she let her in. They filmed a snuff film, and now they're millionaires on the dark web.
So Eric had to go past.
That's
she
sad,
was
but possibly
downstairs. The
true.
other two are upstairs. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Eric entered the home from ground level.
Yeah.
You think if you're a killer, I
mean, that would make sense. Like usually that's how it happens.
You would look downstairs to see if anybody's there.
Yeah. Like
You got to clear the room, clear the level, clear the floor, then move upstairs.
Right, that's what I thought. I was thinking that the whole time, not to go back to the Halloween that we watched last night, but I was thinking that the whole time. I was like, woman, you've got a gun range and all these weapons and all this shit, and you seem to be trained, but first off, you're walking around, don't get me wrong, I respect the stopping power, but you're walking around with a 30-06 lever action. You're in a house. Why wouldn't you have... I don't even know. Like, I'd have like a fucking, like a 12 gauge... And like a fucking and like a fucking drum barrel full auto Uzi. Like you're hitting something.
I mean,
instead you're going single shot.
What is she deer hunting from 1,000 feet?
I mean, it'll stop a motherfucker.
Oh, it'll put a motherfucker down.
It's Michael Myers. You know, you're not sitting there in a fucking tree stand set up waiting for him. And also, like you said, she was fucking going around with this gun, holding her fucking flashlight under the barrel like fucking cops in '97, and like. I'm sitting there, I'm like, why are you still, like, you're over here, like, fucking poking through and, like, leaning on walls and shit, but clear and move. Let's get tactical here. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Tyler, did you read that?
Apparently, I did.
Some other kids died in the 80s and 90s from Pixie Sticks?
I mean, Pixie Sticks has to be it's the easiest candy to fucking poison.
That's all sugar. So, was it not, it's probably just diabetes.
Diabetes.
And the guy, getting back to Ron from Pixie Sticks, and then gave him Kool-Aid to wash it down. That kid was on a sugar high. He didn't feel a thing.
I don't know. I think they were white, so the Kool-Aid was probably pretty bland.
Oh, true.
Realistically. He was probably like, no more than 1 cup, children.
Yep.
1 exact cup, to the point that we pick up the cup, and then we take a butter knife and we go. Anyway, is it my turn?
Or I can do it, because how many you have?
I mean, most of mine are short. For real.
I have
one other one that's more than...
I'll do one more than you can do the...
I've got 2 that are more than like 2 or 3 times.
I'll do one more real quick, then you'll do other. But there was a serial killer that killed on Halloween. Did you know?
Yeah, he had a weird fucking name.
It was called,
big ligma balls.
He was called the Toolbox Killers. And actually, it was a team. 2 guys.
I know about them. I didn't put them in my notes,
1979, Shirley Ledford. That's what I'm talking about. Ledford, not Munch Bucket. Italian name up there.
Munch Bucket. Munchausen by proxy.
Shirley Ledford was hitchhiking from home from a Halloween party when two men picked her up in a dingy van.
See, this is another thing. Why the fuck do people fall for shit that is literally the plot of movies?
Well, it's 1979.
Okay, were people just dumb in 1979?
Pretty much.
First off, hitchhiking, great fucking idea. Second, let's get into this fucking rape van.
But little did she know that the two men were known as the Toolbox Killers. Lawrence Bittaker and Roy Norris. I wonder if he's even listening.
Oh, yeah, these fucking sacks of shit. I know who you're talking about.
Were famous for picking up female hitchhikers and then torturing them
dude, this one's
with the
gnarly.
tools typically found in a toolbox. According to the New York Daily News, they often took pictures of these victims during the slayings.
Mm-hmm.
After torturing
because it was Norris that usually did all the shit, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And Bittaker was just like his little crony. Fucking Norris was the Green Hornet, and Bittaker was
Bruce Lee.
I don't know, Ching Chong, whatever his name was.
Kato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kato on the track, bitch.
Where was I at? After torturing Ledford, they dropped her body on a stranger's lawn. Surprise! Ledford became the pair's fifth and
the
final
hell are you doing?
victim.
It's fertilizer, bitch. Go back in the house.
Fifth and final victim after a friend turned them in. Bittaker or Bit Taker. I guess that's Bit Taker.
Well, it's Bit Taker now.
It is now. I think they died.
Probably for the best.
Was sentenced to death, but died in 2019 of natural causes. Norris, who cooperated with the investigation, was given 45 years to life.
Oh, the one that did all the fucked up shit. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Did you see one of the details about what he did?
No.
To that girl? He's apparently, allegedly, I'm not saying allegedly because I don't think he did it. I just don't, I don't know how they prove this, but he supposedly sodomized her with a pair of pliers. Yeah, there's a special place in hell. If the hopefully channel lock.
I hope not channel lock. Big 13-inch adjustable with the head on it that big.
That's what I'm saying. Better than a pipe wrench.
Ooh, yeah, that's got teeth on it, real bad teeth.
The cobalt, the good shit.
But hitchhiking. I agree with you. Hitchhiking is pretty fucking stupid.
Do you think they were listening to Foo Fighters? Don't wanna be your monkey wrench.
No, that is so fucking bad. Oh my god, that is horrible. But hitchhiking, I just wonder what are the statistics of that? How many people died hitchhiking?
I don't know. I know my mom hitchhiked from fucking Florida to Colorado back in the day for the family reunion and shit. I know that it was very common back then, but I know that. See, and that my other thing is it's the same reason why I know we can fucking bet on the fact that there's people probably still on the road right now that are fucking over the road truckers that are out here fucking taking chicks out. Be they lot lizards and sex workers or hitchhikers. We can put money on that.
I mean, I think we've
want to talk to Candy Cane.
I think we learned anything from the 50s, 60s, and 70s and early 80s.
Don't do what they did.
Don't hitchhike, right?
Yeah, or movies. That fucking Kiefer Sutherland movie, whatever that was.
I don't know.
Or Wrong Turn, which that wasn't even fucking hitchhiking, but...
But don't hitchhike. Don't get in a stranger's car.
Right?
But what do we do now? We get in strangers' cars.
Or if you do, I mean...
Have you ever heard of fucking Uber?
Not to be... Yeah, but, I mean, at least there's paperwork on that. Ideally.
That can't... Oh, yeah. That can't be tracked or anything. Yeah, it's true.
Well, I mean, yeah, it could be faked. I've taken many a Uber in my day.
So I've never taken an Uber.
I've taken so many Ubers.
I was told never get in a stranger's fucking car.
I've taken so
Unless
many
she's
Ubers.
Offering,
Dude, I've gotten stoned with Uber drivers. Especially, I love when I get an Uber driver picking me up from the bar or something, and it's a kid younger than me, because I can almost, especially if they're wearing a local university shirt or hoodie, because I'm drunk and I'm like, hey man, if you want to make a little detour to swing through Taco Bell, I will buy you Taco Bell. And those college kids will always make that Taco Bell detour. I actually had a deaf guy one time.
A deaf guy?
Yeah. And, like, he had to read my lips and shit, and he, like, turned around. I was like, hey, man, and he just turned around. I was like, do you mind? I spoke clearly because I'm not my first time around a deaf person. I wasn't like, no, man. I didn't do that. But I was like, do you mind if we go to Taco Bell? And he was like, drove like a fucking maniac. And then all I knew was fucking, thank you. Or whichever way it is. That's the only sign language I know other than bullshit.
I don't know how.
He seemed completely content. No, he was just in his own little world. He had a little Bluetooth speaker in the cup holder, like at that back of the center console because it was a minivan. There's like the cup holders on the back right here.
You got a minivan?
He just had like a little Bluetooth. Dude, minivans are the best. They pull up and they fucking hit the button and the door opens for you and shit. You're like, goddamn right. You do the Conor McGregor walk into that bitch. Who the fuck is this guy?
I just don't. That would be horrible. I don't know how they read lips.
Just like we did in school.
It amazes me.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I couldn't do it.
Like your friends could look at you and be like, and you'd be like, God damn right, I want to smoke weed later.
See, I couldn't get that.
Yeah, well, some of us are cooler than others.
Apparently, I'm stupid.
My turn.
Your turn.
Okay, because I got these. I can do two in a row because these are both really short. This one is in Marina del Rey, California, 2009. This is the story of Mustafa Mahmed Zayed. I lived with a Muslim family. I got good at pronouncing their names. Well, actually, it's Mahmoud, actually. But this was a 75-year-old man who had committed suicide. I don't think that they ever like nailed down that it was a suicide, but it was the little bit that I got actually found on it. It was a fucking suicide. So, but he committed suicide on his balcony of his apartment on Bora Bora Way. I don't know why I felt that. I just like the name of that road.
Bora Bora.
And he actually went undiscovered for at least a day because people just thought that it was a Halloween decoration, even though he was in clear view of like almost the whole complex. Yeah. Yeah. So they thought he was a fucking Halloween decoration. He was up there slumped with had taken a single shot through the eye. And the only thing I threw onto that is while reading it, I found the details that he had an apartment with two balconies. One overlooked a little grassy area with like a man-made water feature that ran through it. And then the other balcony on his apartment looked out upon the marina that was full of nice boats and such. So all I was thinking was, and apparently he was like well-dressed and active and very nice and polite. Mm-hmm. So I was like, where the fuck? That's the only thing that I'm like, where the fuck does this make sense to this goddamn, this is fucking suicide. He's got a super sick apartment that he can watch boats coming off the marina.
Maybe he's just
he's out here wearing zoot suits and fucking like just rocking it. I mean, yeah, obviously. I'm the first person to tell you that no, just because everything seems okay doesn't mean it's always okay. But so that one was interesting. And then let's jump ahead to this one's quick too. This is 2005 in Frederica, Delaware. A 42-year-old woman who hung herself from a tree in the front yard was mistaken for a Halloween decoration also.
No shit.
Yes. The body was about 15 feet off the ground and was easily seen from the road and all passersby. And neighbors noticed in the morning, and they called the authorities. And they noticed it in the morning, thought it was a prank. And 3 hours after people started noticing it, authorities were called.
Well, some of these decorations these days are pretty lifelike.
But from what I understand, I believe that a cop drove by this and even he was like, nah.
Now, if it was like, think if nobody figured it out, thought it was just a realistic, the neighbors would be pissy like for Christmas, like, take the shit down, Halloween's over. I'm just saying.
God damn it, Margaret. Oh, fuck. Like,
where's Margaret at? She's been gone since Halloween.
That bitch has had my motherfucking Tupperware for about 2 weeks. And it's the 2-compartment Tupperware. I need that shit. My lunches at work have not been the same. My fucking green beans get into my goddamn meatloaf one more time. I'm beating that bitch's ass. Margaret's dead, Mom.
Whoops.
Well, did she die with my motherfucking Tupperware in her hand?
You got any more?
Oh, dude, I've got like 5 or 6 more.
Okay, I'll do one here real quick. Martha Moxley died after attending a Halloween party. This is why I don't go to Halloween parties.
It makes me think of Robin Hood Men in Tights.
What?
Robin of Locksley. When they had fucking Patrick Stewart playing King John.
I played football with a guy named Moxley. Badass motherfucker.
The one...
What? No,
Not the one that ended up being a wrestler.
No, in college.
Oh.
I played with him.
Was it John Moxley?
No, I played with a kid.
Oh, no, not. I'm not saying this to roast you, but you're too old to have played with John Moxley. John Moxley's probably like maybe 10 years older than me.
No, he was from up north somewhere.
Wait, no, maybe.
Urbana.
Is John Moxley? Is that the one?
I don't know.
Is that the wrestler that's paralyzed now?
I don't know. Don't know who he is.
Was it even John? I don't know. Lamont's gone. Lamont would have been able to tell
All right.
us.
But the night before Halloween in 1975, 15-year-old Martha Moxley left her Connecticut home to attend a costume party.
Connecticut.
On Halloween morning, she was found dead in the backyard, beaten to death by a golf club. 25 years.
Callaway 3-wood. Bomb it down the fairway, bitches.
25 years later, Michael Skeakley, who was also 15 at the time of the slaying, was convicted of the murder and sentenced to 20 years to life in prison. He maintained his innocence, and on May 4th, 2018, the Connecticut Supreme Court vacated his conviction. In 2020, CNN reported that the case was reopened to the public.
So she got beat to death with a golf club?
Yes.
She's a chip off the old block.
Where was Tiger Woods during all this?
Fucking other white women.
No, he wasn't even born yet.
Swedish, specifically.
But how bad... Think about it, 25 years.
How does nobody hear that? Like, you would think...
You think he's going to yell, "Four"?
That's what I was going to say. Like, you would think, like, first you're going to hear the splat, and then it's like... It's just fucking... It's polite. Fork!
I mean, was it a putter?
I would hope not.
What was the driver? Pitching wedge, he's got that angle. Take a head off. I hate golf.
I don't know. I've never golfed before.
But think about it, 25. This case is cold. It was a cold case for 25 years.
Just let him out of jail. Throw the fucking court records away. Call it a mulligan.
They arrest him 25 years later. Obviously,
I thought that was a good one.
I just ignore you anymore. But 20 years later, they arrest this motherfucker. You'd think they had 25 years basically or 20 years to get enough evidence on this fucker.
You think if he got in trouble while he was locked up there, like, we're giving you a penalty stroke?
No. But Connecticut Supreme Court vacated it and said, you're out. And it's a still open case.
Which Titleist should sponsor this guy.
I think so. I think so. So that's an unsolved Halloween murder.
Oh, God.
You know, I would just hope the murderer, just look for a guy wearing a, plaid hat and shorts or knee-high, whatever they are.
Knickers.
Knickers, yes.
I think that's what they actually call them, that.
Knickers.
All right. Are we switching off?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead,
Halloween 2016, San Antonio, Texas. A lot of Texas stories I got. So, 2 random men just kind of walked into a Halloween party that they were not invited to. One of them was dressed as Freddy Krueger.
I think I got this one.
Rude. That whole situation is rude. And then they got into an argument at the party, probably because they weren't fucking invited. Also rude. And then Freddy pulled out a gun and shot 5 people who survived. And I didn't find a whole lot after the fact on this one, but I did see something about they used Snapchat to try to track the dude down. And the only other things I have to say about this, one, since it's Freddy Krueger, do you think that he ever referred to his weapon as a burner? No?
I don't think so.
No? Nobody's huge Freddy Krueger fans? Freddy Krueger got burned. Whew. 2, How did anybody survive that? How do you survive an altercation with a man that has a gun in one hand and fucking knives on the other?
Lucky as shit.
That's like everyone's worst nightmare. Like, could you imagine what would happen if that guy just walked into a room full of like women and children and just started spinning around and just randomly pulling the trigger every 5 seconds?
So this guy had a gun in one hand, knife in the other.
He's Freddy Krueger. Freddy had the fucking.
Prepared.
Freddy had the glove.
Well, he was prepared just in case he was in a gunfight or a knife fight.
He said, "Welcome to my world, bitch."
He was ready to go.
What do I got next?
I don't know. What do you got?
All right. 2014, Farmingdale, New York. People thought they were seeing some spoopy Halloween shit in the middle of the streets, but wait, there's more. If you call within the next 5 minutes, you get the truth about this situation, which is Derek Ward, who killed his mom, Patricia, who was like an English professor or something like that, and he used a knife to kill her, and then he decapitated her, leaving her body in the street. It left it. You want to clear that? Left her body in the street in a way that I guess a passing neighbor in their car saw it, or no, he saw the head, and he drove by and he was like, "That can't be what that is," and like everybody thought it was just some well thought out fucking stuff. So, but what? This isn't funny, but what I found funny is, so he left the body in front of the home, which I guess also was the positioning of the body is why a lot of people thought it was fake, is because like her legs were straight and her arms were by her side and shit. But he allegedly he kicked her head across the street, which that's interesting, and he did this before he stepped in the path of an oncoming train to dispatch himself. And then once they started looking into it, they found that he had a long history of mental illness for at least 10 years, had a weapons charge against him. But, you know, there's one positive fact about this man.
What?
All you hear in movies is people missing trains. And he was able to decapitate somebody, kick their head, and catch the train on time. And also, my only other note that I thought was fucking hilarious when I thought of it while I was writing these notes out, he's the Pele of Melee.
God. You're so bad. I have one for you. I'm not even going to touch that fucking shit. I have a good one.
Pele of Melee is a good... Dude, that's a shirt.
Pele of Melee. I have a great one for you. And if people are leaving, you're missing out. I have the winner right here. Carl Jackson was killed over an egging incident.
What a pussy.
Throwing eggs on Halloween night is typically a harmless prank, but in 1998 it turned deadly when 21-year-old Bronx resident Carl Jackson and his girlfriend went to pick up their son from a party. Teenagers threw eggs at the car. Jackson got out of the car to yell at the pranksters to stop. In response, one of the teenagers pulled out a gun and shot Jackson through the head. He died instantly. 17-year-old Curtis Starling was charged with second-degree murder and criminal possession of a weapon. He was convicted to 20 years. According to the New York Times, he received a card in the mail every Halloween that reads, "I'm glad you're still there," from Jackson's mother.
Good. I actually have a story from the Bronx, too.
The Bronx. But that just goes to show, I've told my kids, back in my day, because I'm old, as you like to fucking point out, you could do that kind of shit. Now, you never know who's got a gun these days. You gotta pick your victims carefully.
Yeah, fair enough. Do we want to do a kind of dark one? It's a quick one.
Sure, do a dark one.
Indiana, 1963. At the Indiana State Fairgrounds, they were holding a Holiday on Ice show.
Okay, that's dark right there because that's stupid.
Within the fairgrounds, within whatever this building was, a rusted piece of equipment in the concession area started leaking gas, filled the entire fucking place with gas, and supposedly right around the finale of the show, the gas was ignited by an electric popcorn maker and caused an explosion that killed 74 people and injured almost 400 others.
Huh.
Yeah. There's really not much funny to say, though. I mean, other than there's definitely a pop.
Yeah, definitely.
Popcorn, capital P-O-P, with an innumerable amount of exclamation points at the end of it to get the point across. What do you got?
I'm looking. I think I got these out of order.
My next one we both have.
Go ahead. Is that the one that I won't do because I'm not going to butcher that name?
Oh, yeah.
Do that one.
Okay, so.
That's why I brought you into this shit.
Next, 1992, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. This is the story of Yoshihiro Hattori.
And that's why I let him do it, because
a Japanese exchange student. Him and his Hattori-san and his homestay brother, Webb Haymaker. Fucking, if that kid wasn't a boxer, you missed a fucking opportunity. But they were going to a Halloween party that was actually put together for Japanese exchange students. Way to go, white people.
Hey, we're not all assholes.
So Hattori was dressed in a white suit as John Travolta from Saturday Night Fever. We're off to a good start. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you didn't get that fucking detail, did you?
No, I don't think so.
And Haymaker was, I guess, an accident victim because he was already wearing a neck brace from an injury that he was already suffering from.
That's just lazy costume.
What else are you gonna fucking dress up as? Like,
it
was too early. You couldn't have been. You could have been like, if it was like 2012, you could have been like the Jackal from 13 Ghosts.
Yes, that's true.
That I like that movie. So anyway, but so they end up going to the wrong house.
Right.
And, long story short, the wife of this guy, I guess, freaked out a little bit. And next thing you know, they're at gunpoint with Rodney Pierres, I guess. I'm assuming that's how it's spelled.
Pierres, I would say that.
Yeah.
Or Pierres.
So, PL. So Rodney comes out, holds them at gunpoint, says freeze, but Hattori-san possibly didn't understand him because his English wasn't that good from what I read, and he also wasn't wearing his contacts, so he might not have recognized that there was a gun involved in this situation because he told him, he was like, "We're here for the party. We're here for the party.
See,
we just to get here. We stop at the McDonald's. We get a big Macaron. And now we party with you, Sadu."
This is why I have you. I could not have done this story justice without being extremely racist.
I've been wrong house. I bring a great dishonor on my family and my clan. You give me the knife, Father.
For those of you listening who don't watch the live stream, Travis is Japanese, so he can do whatever
say it
the
all
hell
the time.
he wants.
It's not racist if I say it. It's friendly fire. So, and also in one of his hands, Hattori-san was holding a camera, which I guess Rodney thought was a weapon. And when Hattori-san moved forward, he was shot in the chest with a .44 Magnum. Bit much. Personal opinion. .44 Magnum. So that's a lot for home defense.
Well,
you can literally kill a fucking bear.
Yes, but
I mean, you're going to stop them.
You want to make sure the job's done.
But if you don't know that your life's in danger, grab the 9.
See, I'm preferable to a 22 because that go in your chest and come out your anus. Or
yeah, and a 22, you can just fucking shoot him in the fucking foot.
And it'll
just go, and it'll just, well, I mean, realistically, if I would think, depending on where you're at, you shoot him in the foot, it'll just fucking go into the ground. You can be like, you going to stop now? No, okay.
Or it could go in your foot, bounce off, travel up your leg, and come out your pee hole.
That's what I'm talking about. That's a fucking good time. So
that's a party.
So this 44 hit both portions of his left lung, which killed him, obviously. My side notes for this are Rodney was a butcher and surprisingly not a shitty cop with a faulty body camera. And also, who in the holy cockfuck goes to do hood rat shit wearing a white suit with their neck brace wearing gimpy fucking friend? Answer that fucking question for me, Ronald Pierres. When the fuck have you ever opened your door to a man in a fucking white suit with lapels the size of the fucking Wright brothers' first fucking airplane and gone, this motherfucker's gonna rape my wife and kill my whole family right now? I put all the Spanish doubloons that I have in my fucking basement on it. This one's the one. And the kid with the neck brace, that's the real psychopath. He's going to be coming in hot.
Well, if Google was around in 1992 with GPS, this wouldn't have happened.
True. But last part of this is found not guilty after a 7-day trial. A murder trial. A 7-day murder trial. When does that happen? It doesn't. And 3 hours of jury deliberation.
Right. Well, he invoked the Castle Doctrine, which basically, which Americans claim that they have the right to apply lethal means to protect their home.
So it's the stand your ground law, basically.
Basically, yes.
Because that worked out real well for Trayvon Martin. That guy's a sack of shit. I don't care what anybody says.
I thought he was on patrol. He wasn't at his house, though. Well, see,
either way.
This is basically the Castle Doctrine, if I understand it. It's just, if somebody comes in here, I have the right to pop them. And that's not in all states.
Right.
Pretty much if somebody would break in here right now, I'm going to jail. Now, I might not get convicted. I'm getting arrested.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You
shot somebody.
Actually, I'm not too sure. They're definitely going to take the gun. It depends. They're definitely going to take
I would hope.
That's why
it's evidence at that point.
And you won't get it back, even if you're found not guilty.
Oh, for sure. And the last thing for that is he did lose a civil suit that adjudicated that he had to pay $650,000 in damages to the family, $100,000 of which was paid by his insurance company. So I would imagine if this happened in '92, that family's probably still owed like $495,000 of this.
Because he filed bankruptcy, you know it.
You want my Bronx story? It's pretty quick.
Yeah, go ahead and do your Bronx story.
So the Bronx, Halloween 2013, 19-year-old Anthony Seabury was shot in the head by a dude in a ghost face mask from Scream. The assailant dipped the fuck out after the murder and is still unsolved. So basically, this young man got shot by an unknown assailant, and that assailant ghosted. I knew I'd get you with that one, you motherfucker. And my side note to that is, no offense to the family, it's never a laughing matter when somebody loses their life like this. But this story, that's about all the details I saw on any website that I pulled it up. This story is as boring and as informationally shitty as the movie Scream.
Yes, it's stupid. I have the craziest fucking story.
Turn the page.
It involves candy, lesbianism. It involves it all. I mean, what else is there? Candy and lesbianism.
I'm just ready to have it all, Daddy.
Peter Fabrino died in what police said was a crime of passion in the late 1950s. Now, think about this. When I'm reading this story, this is 1950.
My dad wasn't even born.
It wasn't 2019.
You were 62.
Bite me. When Peter and Betty Fabrino went to sleep Halloween night in 1957, they thought they were finished with their trick-or-treaters. But in the middle of the night, the doorbell of their Los Angeles home rang. Peter got out of bed and brought the fucking candy to the door in the middle of the night. You deserve to get fucking killed at that point.
At that point, you swing the door open, throw the fucking bowl at whoever's standing, and you go fuck off. And
or you do what Pierre did and just start firing shots.
Or you just don't go to the goddamn door.
Exactly. Peter got it. Okay. On the doorstep was a woman wearing a mask. She raised her hand, which was in a paper bag. So she's either got a gun or she's a wino. Los Angeles, 1950, who knows? But
or she's a germaphobe.
Right.
Because they didn't have, did they even have gloves, like latex gloves in the 50s?
I don't know. I wasn't around. as unlike you don't. I know you like to say I was, but I was not around.
I mean, did they have that level of sanitation, or was that still the time where like barkeeps would just like be like, "What are you having, bub?" and just like into the bottom of a fucking beer
Pretty
mug
much.
to clean it?
You know, that's pretty much what they did. Yeah, fuck it. In the paper bag, she had a gun. She shot him in the chest. He died instantly. According to the Los Angeles Times, police eventually arrested a woman named Joan Rabel, who reported...
Rabel with an A?
R-A-B-E-L.
Okay. I was just making sure that I
mean,
heard
it'd
you
be cool if
correctly.
her name was Rebel.
Rebel.
But Joan Rebel was reportedly had a sexual relationship with Peter's wife, Betty. It's believed that Rebel talked another woman, Mrs. Pizer, Goldine Pizer, into murdering Peter Rabel. Or not, she talked him into murdering Peter. Rabel was convicted of second-degree murder along with Pizer.
Go figure. Pizer convinced a lesbian to kill Peter. That seems right.
Sentenced to 5 years to life in prison. Both
5 years to life?
5 years to life. So
what the fuck?
That's a wide range.
What the fuck? Fuck you. I'd be like, no, you give me 50 to life. Fuck that. I don't want to get to 5 years and have you be like, nah, fuck you, life. Sorry.
Both women were later released. So obviously they didn't serve to life. They served about 5 years.
Well, it was the 50s too, so they were probably just all the magistrates were probably like, well, she's a woman. I'm sure we've broken her tiny little mind enough. She's probably just going to start baking cookies and doing dishes like a good girl. Let her out of prison.
But here's the kicker. Betty, Peter's lesbian wife, was never charged.
Well, I mean, if they couldn't find a direct, if they didn't have a direct connection, you know, I mean, it is the 50s. It's not like they had forensics.
And here's how I know
text messages.
She was a mastermind behind this. I'm a man. No man.
I'm smarter than her.
no man, and even in 19.
Fuck.
You all right there?
Cramp.
No man in 1950 on Halloween night is going to get out of bed in the middle of the night and take candy to the door unless you got a crazy ass wife saying, "Would you just go give those kids candy?" Yes, dear. So she instigated it.
Hey, yeah, you're not wrong.
She should be in jail.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
She's probably dead now anyway. But anyway, yeah. So
moral
of the story: don't marry a lesbian.
She was a rabble without a cause.
I'm not even going to admit that one. Yes, do not marry a lesbian, kids, if you're a man. It will only end badly for you.
All right.
Unless you like threesomes and not getting to do anything.
October 30th, 1982. I guess in certain parts they do them different days.
Well, Devil's Night. That's Devil's Night.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to stay inside on Devil's Night?
No, that's where you go tear shit up.
Yeah, not if you're in Fort Dodge, Iowa, and you're 69-year-old Marvin Brandland. So, let's move on here. So, Marvin Brandland and his wife Ethel, they were at home for trick-or-treaters when Ethel opened the door to a man wearing a pillowcase with holes cut out for the eyes who said, "Trick-or-treat, give me your money or I'll shoot." It's a good starting line. Direct to the point. I like his style. Ask a question, get an answer. So, Ethel actually tried to remove the mask thinking that it was just like a friend or a family member that was trying to fuck around with them. But the dude just grabbed it and kept her from doing so. So she turned to get the candy, and that person followed her into the house and pulled a gun and ordered them into the basement. Now, when Marvin made it to the kitchen, he refused to go any further, and the dude shot him in the throat. Now, the kicker to this whole situation is, unbeknownst to most people, other than family members or maybe a couple close friends from what I read, a normal regular person outside of their family would not know that there was a safe located in the basement of Marvin and Ethel's house.
Right.
Not that they were wealthy. He was, I think he had like a carpet cleaning company or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. But he did have a safe that he kept in the basement. So to this day, the family members are convinced that they don't know like exactly who did it, but they know the person that did it. Which I would say, yeah, no shit. Personal opinion.
Personal opinion.
Yeah. So like because this is still an open case. Well, I don't know. It's not open, but it's still unsolved. But I would say 100%, unless somebody did a very diligent job of casing the joint. I would say 100% it has to be somebody that family knows.
You would think.
That's probably still around them.
Probably.
They're probably like, oh, I brought a fruitcake. His name's Jim.
His name is Jim. Jim always did it. The butler did it or Jim did it. It's the way it works. How many more you got?
Just one.
Okay, I got a couple more. I got a crazy one here somewhere. No, I got 3 more. But anyway.
Yeah, mine doesn't. Mine doesn't have much to it.
Yeah, I will do this one. Johnny Frank Garrett was convicted of strangling a nun to death on All Hallows Eve.
Samhain.
October 31st, which, it was in 1981. Sister Tadia Ben's body was found naked in a convent in Texas.
Tadia?
Covenant. I guess that's supposed to be covenant. Maybe I just can't type.
A coven?
It says covenant. Isn't that witches? Isn't the nuns go to covenants? Oh, fuck, who knows? I don't know. Nobody's listening to this shit
Gonzo's
anyway.
at the Chiefs game.
That is no excuse, Gonzo.
What piece of shit.
Put us on.
Put us on the Jumbotron.
Damn
That'd
it.
be sick.
Where was I? The other nuns in the house noticed a broken window in the community room. They called the police immediately. Authorities found Ben's clothing and a knife under the bed. Meanwhile, an autopsy revealed that the nun was stabbed, strangled, and sexually assaulted.
Jesus Christ.
There was a party for this fucker.
That was a poor timing for that particular use of words.
I just got that. Police arrested a man who lived across the street named Johnny Frank Garrett. If you got 3
names, you're a killer.
fuck yourself. After a witness saw him running from
Or a cowboy.
from the building that evening. He was convicted and sentenced to death in 1992. His last words were reported to be, "I'd like to thank my family and for loving me and taking care of me. The rest of the world can kiss my ass." He was a winner.
I like his attitude. I don't like his actions.
I just wonder, nuns kind of get a bad rap. They're a little stern. They can be a little strict. I just want to know the statistics on that. How many nuns have been murdered from, people who they might feel they have been abused or whatever? I mean, that's interesting. And I'm being
there's
serious.
a whole
I'm not
fucking
cracking a joke.
docu-series about that shit, too. That shit in, was it Massachusetts? That nun, that Catholic school teacher that they found dead. They deep dove into the fucking the archdiocese and shit like that of that area. That one, it's called The Keepers. Actually, I remember the name of it because I watched 4 episodes straight one night and actually kind of stepped back and I was like, I should stop binge watching this. This is super fucked up.
You said you got one more?
Yeah, and it's literally it's 2 notes, if that.
Okay, and I got one more. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, this one there's nothing to this one. It's just it fits the bill though. Lakewood, New Jersey, in 1990, 17-year-old Brian Jewell was working at a Halloween hayride. Yeah. So, and in this hayride, he had the fortunate role of being the man who was hung. Whatever. I guess they used a noose that didn't tighten. And I'm guessing he had some type of cloth or something around his throat to just keep him going.
They'd have to. You think they'd have to have?
They probably got the. Oh, you would think they have the hook because that's how they usually do it. As far as I know, that's how they've always done the hanging shit. Is they just have a hook that's strapped to you, and then they hook you, and then that's what takes all the brunt of the force.
There's just a noose around your neck.
Yeah. So he had been doing this stunt without issue already, and for a month, I guess. And this night, something went wrong, and he died. And the reason that it got noticed initially was because the driver noticed that he wasn't doing the speech. I don't know what it was that he was supposed to do for the hayride, at that time.
Right.
So that's when he was like, something's going on. Yeah, no shit.
Johnny missed his cue. Fire that fucker.
Yeah. Did you not know that it was, I mean, probably a little pale.
And
possibly purple or red.
And the erection, because don't people get an erection? Men get an erection when they get hung? I think I heard that.
I don't know. I know that there was a sex worker that died while having sex with the old man that she was banging died.
Don't
and his penis engorged.
We talked about this one.
Yeah.
We talked about it. We don't need to talk about this again.
I'm going to talk about it every week. It's literally the best thing that's ever happened.
I don't want to talk about it. I forbode anything about a man's penis getting cut off on this show.
Oh, it's going to come up.
I forbode it.
What was it? Who was the fucking couple?
The Bobbits?
Yeah.
We're in a Bobbit?
Yeah.
Which is, that's just wrong.
I mean, to each their own. If you're going to fucking mutilate somebody and go to prison for it, it's your choice. Ladies' choice.
I have one here that'll give you pleasant dreams. Man killed his family members on Halloween. In 2010, 16-year-old Devin Griffin came home on Halloween to play video games after attending church.
I've heard this.
When spending the previous night, he was sleeping over at a friend's house, and then he went to church on Halloween.
The fuck sense does that make?
I don't know.
Just to save your soul a little more. You got to avoid the devil and go to church on Halloween.
Exactly. He noticed...
You think they gave out, like, Jesus cookies instead of Jesus crackers? I give you the body of diabetic Christ.
Oh, God, where am I?
And chase it with this grape soda.
He noticed the... Fuck, I can't even talk right now. He noticed the Michigan home was too quiet, so he went to check on his family. According to the Sandusky Register...
Ohio?
It's in Michigan, so... No. Well, Sandusky's up there. I mean, it's probably right across the...
It's on... Sandusky, Ohio is on the lake.
Right. Well, it's probably close enough on the Michigan side to where Sandusky picked it up, I would imagine. Griffin proceeded to find his stepfather in bed, covered in blood. When police arrived, they found two more bodies, Griffin's mother and brother. Police eventually learned that the murderer was Griffin's stepbrother, William Liskey. Liskey beat his older stepbrother, Derek Griffin, with a hammer. Wait, wasn't that Derek? Oh, I'm sorry. Mom deserved to die. Name one kid Derek and one kid Devin. Get a little bit more creative. Dee, what the fuck? See, it confused me.
Kim, Chloe, fucking Kendall, Kylie, and then Rob.
That's called the Kardashians. They're all fucking crazy. Anyway, beat his stepbrother Derek Griffin with a hammer. Shot his father William. Oh, he was a junior too. That motherfucker killed senior. Bastard. 5 times, and then sexually assaulted and shot his stepmother Susan.
Well, I mean, if you take out all the murder, that's just a 14 million view video on Pornhub.
Yeah. He pleaded guilty to 3 counts of aggravated murder to avoid the death penalty, but was found dead in his jail cell in 2015 from a self-inflicted wound. They Epsteined him. That's all I got tonight.
His stepmom must have got stuck under the bed.
Oh, we got Jamie's attention with Lorena Bobbitt, apparently.
Good luck with that.
All right. That's all the stories we have for this Halloween special. We got anything else we want to talk about?
Are we just doing old Al next week?
I think we can do Aleister Crowley next week. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, we can do Aleister Crowley next week.
I'm down for whatever.
Hopefully we can get it all in one. But we'll see. So I guess we can wrap it up. I don't know. Unless you got something pressing. Unless you got something pressing to talk about.
Not really. It's Monday.
It's Monday. We got football to watch and shit to do like that. So
yeah, maybe we'll see Gonzo.
Yeah. Watch the Chiefs get their ass kicked.
I don't know. It's like I said, fucking Cowboys pulled one out last night.
Yeah. So,
With, like I said, with a backup quarterback that has never taken a snap in the NFL.
So we want to thank Jamie, Tyler, Izzy, Lamont, Tyler. Did I say Tyler?
Oh, who else was in here? Joy was in here at one
Joy
point.
was in there. Everybody that showed up, and I apologize if I didn't see your name in here, but everybody that has showed up for the live stream, and those of you that chatted, like the ones I just mentioned, we greatly appreciate you. We thank you very much. Be sure to share this episode with your friends.
I don't have any. I am not nice.
Be sure to subscribe and like the podcast. I'm sure all of you who are attending the live streams subscribe and like it. But if you are catching this after the fact or on your favorite podcast app like Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, apparently Amazon.
Spotify. Did we say Spotify?
I said Spotify.
I don't.
There's
so
many of them. Be sure to head on over to YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel after you like and follow us on however that podcast app allows, whatever they allow you to do. Be sure to leave us a 5-star review, or we'll take 4. If you give us under 4, we don't like you. We love you. We don't like you. We're bipolar. So that is a great way to support the podcast. If you want bonus content, we do have a Patreon page.
Which we're actually active on again.
That is at patreon.com/GITN podcast, where we do bonus content like our horror movie reviews. Speaking of that, I got an idea. I think we should do a vampire video for this. And then following that, sometime later on in the week or whatever, watch a vampire movie and do that as the horror film. So make it a double header.
Just have an argument over who made the best movie vampires?
No, that's
what it's going to turn into.
Well, eventually, but, the history of vampirism, because we talked about that, with people being buried alive. I mean, it's kind of interesting. I've always wanted to do it.
What if I can get a vampire to come on here?
We could do that. If you want to follow us on all our social medias, we are most active on Instagram. I should say Travis is. And you can find us there at Ghost.
I put pretty much everything I put on Instagram, I put on Twitter now.
Yeah, Ghost.
Now that I have the Twitter.
Yeah, but you can find us at Ghost_Night_podcast. Twitter is at Night_Ghost. We do have a Facebook page as well for the podcast.
Just search Ghosts in the Night.
Or just at Ghost in the Night podcast, I think. All one word.
Sure.
I think that's what it is. But really, Instagram and Twitter are probably the 2 best ways to follow us on social media. I am going to be adding some. We are, like he said earlier, we started a TikTok. We haven't got any content up yet. We're still working on it.
We have 1 follower last time I checked.
You?
No.
Somebody followed us already?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, and we have no content?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
We know them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it counts. I was going to say it's cheating, but it counts.
It counts. Yeah, but so there will be some TikToks so the Chinese can spy on us.
They already are.
I am looking into some other ones as well.
I didn't even know there was other social media other than Reddit and shit.
Well, there's Minds, there's Rumble. There's a bunch of them actually. They just don't have nearly the followers, but we do what we got to do around this bitch.
Grinder.
That you probably have a lot of experience on that.
Mm-hmm.
I do not.
That's how I've made my millions of yen.
That's what. Speaking of Squid Games, that just blows my mind when they talk.
Oh, they're like, you will win 46 billion won.
How much is that? 10,000 won. What the fuck do you buy? Jesus Christ, a car? All right.
It's a lot of money. The purse for that, even in America, is a lot of money.
Right. All right, but that's going to wrap up this episode. Thank you for everybody who joins. Thank you for everybody who subscribes to the channel. We greatly appreciate it. And just be sure to share this with anybody that you know and love that enjoys a paranormal, true crime, or general silliness.
And only take candy from strangers 1 night a year.
And don't get into a white panel van.
Especially if it says free candy.
Yes. So we will see you next week.
Yes.
And we love you. Take care, everybody. We out.